It's time to wrap up the Feast of Hemlock Vale. It's night 3, it's time to determine the fate of the Vale, and I've done the Prelude, which means I have done more upgrading than I thought I would, because I forgot that the final Prelude just stuffs you with experience for completing story paths. So before I talk about this mess, and I do definitely think it's a mess, I've curbed my enthusiasm a lot since the end of the last video as I dealt with the reality of this scenario. First, let's go talk about both deck upgrades that I've made since the last time I've seen you. See, I was really happy with my Winifred deck when I got 2 copies of Another Day, Another Dollar, and I cut the quick thinking because when I'm popping off that hard, I don't need the second when I can't play them fast enough. So I got a Daredevil to get through my deck a little bit faster. It's just a very good card that I otherwise haven't had time to buy. 52 experience, good end of campaign number. And then I did the Prelude, and I got another 8. Got another fucking 8 experience from the Prelude. 10 from Oval. And I guess I'm getting Copycat. I haven't really cared about Copycat because it's better for book test, right? Because I'm partnered with the Seeker. But Thieves Kit is useless in the first part of the scenario because all my stats are the same. And Copycat pulls a second skill, which is going to be like a high value skill, like a Perception or a Deduction 2 that I can double. So like, it's good when I'm Winnie, it's really good in the start of the scenario, because if I can like Copycat a Perception, it's insane. So I picked up 2 Copycats over an Opportunist because it's useless when I'm not Winnie, and again, once I'm popping off, which like by the time I am Winnie, I'll have drawn a lot of my deck, so I might be already. Once I'm popping off, I don't really need the second Opportunist at all. And the Thieves Kit is like, yeah, it's useless. So I got Observed in 2 Copycats because I really don't know what to do after the Copycats. Even the Copycats are kind of a shot in the dark as to what to do with this much experience in my Winnie deck. And again, I was completely happy. I was like 42 experience, completely finished deck. I got my 2 copies of Studious. We're off to the races. And then I got 8 more experience. I was like, huh. I'll get Shark Visions over Guard Dogs. There's no way I'm playing Guard Dog in the start of the scenario. It's actively detrimental to do so. Shark Vision is 3 doubled to 6, which is really good for digging. This will make sense in a second if you're going in blind. But Shark Vision's good in the first part of the scenario. It's generally a fine skill anyway. Preposterous Sketches seems better than Bandages, and I guess I'll get Observed. So like, it was a choice between second Preposterous Sketches or an Observed. I went with Observed. I honestly don't know. Like, the extra experience I got from the final Prelude, just tremendous overkill. I almost didn't spend it as a protest, but here's what we're at. Now, getting into the scenario, we'll come back to that. Let's do our mulligans, right? I get a 7-card mulligan because of Studious, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I have a plan. That plan is draw cards, practice makes perfect, and perception. We got some of the plan going on. Tarot starts in play, gonna give that to Winnie, and shuffle the rest back in. We're not done with the mulligan yet, by the way. Over here on Winnie, you'll notice it's not actually Winnie. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Fun in air quotes. Fun with like Dwarf Fortress definitions. Normally, Cigarette Case would be like the card when you start. I don't think it's the card at this time. I think I toss all of this. Maybe I hold Easy Mark. I don't have time to play it. I toss all of this. I don't know what I'm looking for, but it's not that. Copycat, probably. Ace in the hole is it. Okay. We're gonna come back to this in a second, but first, I need 5 cards from each of our deck. I'm not enjoying this. Like, the disruption's not a big problem. This is not the part I care about. It's the potential for the disruption to go on an unlimited amount of time. So I need these cards. I need, not both of them. I need to put these investigators into the decks, which I actually have to shrink them slightly to do, I think. Yes. Okay, so our top 5 cards after the mulligan and our investigator cards get shuffled into the top 14 of the Abyss. So 14 and 12. That gets shuffled. And then this goes on top of the 14 cards that were in the Abyss that weren't that were originally the bottom half, which leaves us with 28 cards in the Abyss that are encounter cards, 10 player cards, 2 investigator cards, 40 cards total, and our investigators are in the bottom 26. You might be confused because I just put them on the top. Anytime we draw from the Abyss, we draw from the bottom. Now that that's done, we can pick our 2 randomized starting locations. It doesn't really matter, I'm just slapping us in the bottom. The one we won't is Investigate. I've got no idea what's where. All right, Leo's got the Investigate. I've heard it on Winnie, but that's still good to know where it is instead of getting random locations. What is it next to? This is 1133. Is this the easy one? Like, I know they're all minorly different. This is the alert one. Why is the alert one easy to dodge? Isn't the retaliate one hard to hit? No, the retaliate one's easy to hit. I remembered wrong. Why is this one 4/4? What's the difference? Massive, no attacks of opportunity. It hits for 2 horror, it just has higher fist stats. I wonder why. Anyway, this is a really good roll. I'm very happy with that. So, okay, let's take it from the top, which I guess would begin in this book, right? You do all the setup stuff. You shuffle your mirror nests, you put them down, you start at 2 different ones. Well, players different ones. We have a ton of stuff set aside, we draw our opening hands, and then we do what I just did where we put our stuff, our investigators and our top 5 cards into the top of the Abyss deck. Then we are ready to play, but we really need to read the Abyss rules. Just gonna make this a little bit bigger so it's slightly easier to read along. The double-sided Abyss always covers the top of the Abyss and is never shuffled in. That's just really inconvenient to do. I'm going to just leave it to the side. It's the same thing. This technically lets me know what card's on the top. That information is like 40 cards down the line. I don't care. If one or more cards are placed on top of the Abyss, they are placed just beneath the Abyss card on top of all the other cards in the Abyss. If one or more cards are shuffled into the Abyss, remove the Abyss card, shuffle the cards into the Abyss, then place the Abyss card back on top. Whenever an investigator would draw one or more cards in the encounter deck, e.g. during the Mythos phase or via a card effect, they instead reveal cards in the bottom of the Abyss until a card with an encounter card back is revealed and draw that card. Each other revealed card is shuffled and placed back on top of the Abyss. And there's a lot of room for grief in what I just read. It might come up, it might not. I'll talk about this at length at the end of the scenario. But for now, let's continue on. Whenever a card is drawn from the Abyss, refer to the double-sided The Abyss story card to determine how to resolve it. Player cards and weakness effects that look at, search, add cards to, or discard cards in the encounter deck cannot interact with the Abyss and all fail. Honestly, I want to criticize that as feeling like a cop-out and like not being well designed, but you know what? Fuck Gloria, I agree. I don't know what broke the game that this was necessary, because honestly, I look at the Abyss and it's just an encounter deck with shit in it that goes backwards. Like, I don't know what was breaking the game when I look at that, but I don't really care, it's not important. When an encounter card would be discarded in this scenario, it is always placed on top of the Abyss. And note, don't re-sleeve your cards, no one cares. Next up, we have to deal with the rules for Cosmic Emissary, the giant multi-part boss in the middle. It is made up of multiple Cosmic Emissary enemies, it enters play information as shown, and it will stay information unless otherwise instructed. If it ever breaks, they all move independently. Each Cosmic Emissary enemy can be fought and evaded separately. Unless they have a health value, no damage can be dealt to these enemies. And while in formation, each one is considered to be at the mirror nest that its card is physically bordering. And lastly, Shattered Self. Each investigator is instructed to replace their investigator card with a Shattered Self investigator card, including the Fate of the Veil encounter set. Your deck remains the same. For a portion of the scenario, investigators must use the Shattered Self investigator card and cannot use any of their investigators' previous abilities. You still use your previous mini card just to know who's who. And any effect on your investigator card that direct you to begin play with a specific asset are resolved prior to swapping your investigator card for a Shattered Self. Any trauma that you would normally have is placed on your Shattered Self investigator card. Any cards that were attached or placed underneath your investigator card are attached to or placed underneath your Shattered Self card. Anything that refers to your true investigator card refers to your original investigator card and not your Shattered Self card. Your Shattered Self card will have the same title as your true investigator card, so we're still Winifred and Vince. We just like subtitled Shattered Self. And you're still driven insane if you're defeated as your Shattered Self. And we are ready to go. I want to use this perception before I go on winning, in case she can get a copycat. I would like to hit this so it doesn't hit us, but like honestly, it's not the biggest deal if it does. Sort of struggling to make that happen. Oh, I should cover the Shattered Selves, shouldn't I? Our maximum hand size is reduced to 5, and all of our stats are equal to our current hand size. We also have the Yithian ability, where as a reaction, after we commit a card to a skill test, once per test we can double the number of icons on that card. And lastly, we've got a solid 7/7 soak, leaving me just barely dead to opening turn grasping hands. Thankfully, it's not in the deck. And I started playing my turn again, but we're still not done. We need to talk about the rest of this. The silence is our agenda. If you look at the Cosmic Emissary enemy for more than 15 seconds, which would be very understandable considering how many different ones there are, you lose. And I'm gonna be honest, like that's stupid. No one's running a clock for 15 seconds. What is looking at it mean? Do I just have to like flicker my eyes all for a fraction of a second? But most importantly, this is not Haster. This is not as cool as Haster. I like there's no build up to this idea at all. It's funny. I think it's very funny, but I don't get like the same thrill I got out of Haster and Iron Lathatep out of this. This just seems like a funny thing. but then like it gets a lot less funny because you really need to read that card and figure out how the scenario works. Because like it's 13 minutes into recording, I haven't started playing yet. There's such a mental load your first time going into this blind. It's still here, but like I've learned enough that it's not as bad. But like this is just bullying your first playthrough. It didn't need to be there. I don't like it. And then it has forced when you withdraw one or more cards in the encounter deck, instead reveal cards in the bottom of the Abyss deck until a card with an encounter back is revealed and to draw it. All the other revealed cards are placed on top of the Abyss. This is just reminder text, but good reminder text. Act 1A, Shattered Memories, reaction. After you succeed at a skill test at a layer location, that's all locations, reveal cards in the bottom of the Abyss for each point you succeed by. Draw one of them, shuffle the rest, and place them on top of the Abyss. And as a lightning bolt, you can spend a clue to get +2 skill value for this skill test. Our objective is to get our true investigators back, which as established are in the bottom 26 of the deck right now, so we need to get through some cards to find them. Now, getting back to us, all these locations are 3 Shroud. I think I'm going to investigate as Vincent because, like, you know, kind of the goal. I'm going to throw in this perception. I am 1 up on my book, so 4 + 1 is 5. I'm going to double this from 3 to 6, 11 to 3. -3 is 8 to 3. I'm up 5. I will draw 2 cards, and I will drop 8 to 3, up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 encounter cards, and I have to draw one of them. Oh, hey, it's both Chroma Blights. I don't want that one. I mean, maybe I do, actually. What's the order this resolves in? Does the Chroma Blight get the thing from Perception after you succeed, if this test is successful? So I draw before I get the Chroma Blights. I don't want to surge into something else. I don't want test for book, and whether you fail or not, you take 2 horror or get Crypt Shield, and if you fail, do both. Like, that one's really not fun. And Fungal Rot will surge to have nothing. I'm actually gonna take the Chroma Blight because it does nothing right now, and this is the worst part of the scenario. So we're 5 deep. So we had 14 to go. We have 9 to go before we can see investigator cards. Can we do another big investigate? We can. I'm going to investigate with Sharp Vision. It gains 2 icons and I double it to 6, putting us at 5, 6, 12 to 3. -2, 10 to 3. I pass by 7. I get what? I forgot my first clue because it's not the point. I pass by 7. I get 2 clues that time. We know it's another encounter card, unfortunately. But now, going into the next character, or the next test, we're actually getting into the point where we have to start doing math to try to avoid. I'll talk about it when I get to it. Let's get this sorted. Surge, bad, not a big deal, not a big deal. Not a big deal. Definitely one of the worst things I can get. Probably one of the worst things I can get. So it's not going to be any of those 4. Test 3 head, and if I fail, I take a combination of damage and horror that's not really that spooky. Test 3 head, which I'm up 2 on? Yes, up 2. And if I fail, take 2 horror. Yeah, I'm going to take this one. That's just super soft. The rest of this goes back on top. Then when we resolve this, it's just up 2. I'm not committing to it because I need these cards for other things. -5. How much is the Doom Clock? 6? I think I'm gonna be done with my Shattered Cells before that matters. If I make this a 0, I pass by 2 and draw an encounter card. You know, actually, I'm going to let myself take 2 horror. I don't want to draw an encounter card. Oh, man. I have 1 more action left, but unfortunately, I have no way for the action to be a good action. I'm going to put a resource on Chroma Blight and, actually, I'm 5 to 3 on the swing. I might just punch the boss. The boss is only hitting for 1/1. 2/2 health is plenty. I'm gonna emergency cash like I said I was going to. Put that resource here. Oh, it's the axe, wonderful. We need that soon. Okay, over here at a crossroads finally resolves. Draw 3. We're gonna walk over. I wanna be at this location very badly because this, I didn't even really cover this. When you return at this location, if you did not successfully investigate, you must either place one of your clues here or discard a card at random from your hand. All of the locations have something like this on them and they're connected in a circle. You need to be at the one where you're not hemorrhaging cards and not able to play the game because like you really need cards in your hand for this part to work properly, right? So this is really important. Now, first I'm going to evade the boss. I'm gonna do Opportunist Manual decks I'm gonna double the manual deck. So this is 12, 13 to 3. And then the boss won't hit us. -5. I'm going to actually take a deal on that. Oh wait, I have to do math. Oh no. Okay, so my options are pass by 2 or 7. If anyone's able to start seeing why I don't like this scenario, congratulations, you figured it out. It was a 40 card deck, right? Okay, yeah, I definitely take the 7. I don't even need to do the math. Odds are good that I'm not hitting an investigator card. I'm gonna put this on myself, treat it as a 0. And now I'm 13 to 3. Oh wait, no. I was 6, 12, 13 to 3. -5 drops me to 7 to 3. I pass by 4 or 9. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna take 9. I think that's right. Opportunist comes back, I draw a 2. And now this enemy will not attack us this turn, because once you fight or evade them, they just don't hit anyone that turn. Anyway, what was it, 4 or 9? So here's the thing that's stressful. 2 to go, 7 deep out of 14 plus 10 plus 2 out of 26. So this is how many of the cards we've seen that have a chance of being our investigator card. Oh, we did it. We're fucking done. Winnie's popping off. We've got this. Okay. Getting Winnie first actually does suck a little because it's gonna drop my stats tremendously. If we got Vincent first, we'd just be solid. Because like the thing here is I was gonna play Ace in the Hole with base Ace and just investigate to fix my problems. I have to take Winnie. I need to fix myself. I take Winnie. This character is gonna go away because Winnie does this. And where is it? Where does it even say to do it? Wait. Oh, right. It's the Abyss story card. I forgot this even existed. This is on top of the Abyss deck. When a non-weakness encounter card is discarded, put it on top of the Abyss. Forced, and when you draw a card, if it's a normal enemy card, you draw it. If it's a resonant card, there are none of those in there right now. It attacks you and then discards. If it's a player card, you put it in your hand. If it's a location, you put it into play unrevealed adjacent to the nearest mirror nest. That'll come up in a little bit. For the remainder of the scenario, the two locations are connected to one another. And the last one, any investigator's true investigator card, its owner heals all damage and horror and takes control of it. Then they flip their shattered self-investigator to its old memory side and put it into play under their control. Bam. Also, this Winnie is a little bit tiny, and that guy's a little bit big. But now I have this, and I'm able to use a reaction when a card is revealed or drawn from the Abyss, spend player clues, so 2 as a group, and remove old memory from the game. Either choose an investigator to draw that card or cancel that card's revelation effect and remove it from the game. So now that we have this, we are officially out of the potential bad RNG stage. Because the nightmare is that like you see both of these, actually timing window. Yeah, the nightmare is that you see both investigators on this first flip and you're forced to throw one back in and go around the bend again. As long as you've got clues getting picked up and you don't get 2 on the first flip, we're safe. We no longer need math, we're just fucking good. Out of curiosity though, what's in this deck? Practice makes perfect, deep knowledge, and a gun. I kinda need that gun though. Anyway, I'm much worse than I was a second ago. My stats have fucking plummeted. Oh, I have other gun, it's fine. Yeah, getting Thieves Kit on my second action does make, or sorry, getting my Winifred back on my second action does make cutting the Thieves Kit a lot worse. There are 2 copies of Daredevil. Daredevil has 2 copies of Copycat to hit with 2 perceptions down there. Investigating is not terrible. Actually, with Savant here, I think you can only hit Copycat. Okay, next action, I'm going to play Daredevil on an Investigate. And we are level 2, so it all goes back, right? Yeah. So we're just looking for the first green skill. Wouldn't you know it? It was Copycat. Were there even other hits? Just out of curiosity. It's got to be a skill specifically, right? Yeah. Nimble. Wait, no, I'm investigating. Nimble doesn't count. My signature's green. Right, all the starter deck signatures are the same color. Anything you can do better would actually have been really bad. Forgot about that. But I hit Copycat. So I'm gonna rip Perception out of this discard pile. And that gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 3. And I draw a card because I'm winning. 8 to 3 is not like quite as good as I wanted. Oh, what? 9 to 3 and I get 3 cards back. But this wasn't in my hand. After this test ends, so after the test, I think it goes to my hand and then Copycat triggers and it goes onto the deck. I think that's the actual ruling. Then I draw 2 on perception. I was up 6, so we dig. Sorry, Vince. You can't be so sorry for somebody. He gets a sharp vision. How bad can it be? Yeah, give him sharp vision. Take this, shuffle it, put it on top. We got a lot of copycats going on. Right, that's a different sharp vision. I was like, wait, why did I put sharp vision in this deck? I needed to copycat that. It's fine. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep doing this. I commit copycats. Like I'm overdrawing, so I'm committing Rosa, Unexpected Courage. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with sharp vision. When I replaced my investigator card, it unflipped my shit. I had moved and investigated. So that is my, so I use my third action. I play ace in the hole, and that resets all my actions. And now this is my first ace in the hole action. Sorry, that automatic flip when I was planning on playing ace in the hole, just, I didn't realize what had happened. But now we're back on track. Currently looking at 11 to 3. I'm overdrawing, but I think I'm happy to not really do anything about that. Yeah, just 11 to 3. I don't see any reason to commit anything. Daredevil will just waste shit. 11 to 3. 5. I think I'll just take the pass by 3. That's fine. Put this under the deck. 1, 2, 3. We're obviously taking the card. I'll take an easy mark. Put this stuff back on top. All right, Winnie, do you want to finish carrying us for the rest of the campaign? Because if you just get Vince done, that would be great. You have 2 easy marks. There's nothing left to steal to commit with Copycat, unfortunately. I wasn't expecting to play 3 by the end of turn 1. I forgot my Winifred draw. Is there anything you can do better? So Daredevil is actually useless because there are no green cards left in my deck. I wasn't expecting to play it twice either. There's no second opportunist, that's true. I think I cut second opportunist. I don't even remember if that's right. I know I considered it. Yeah, I cut second opportunist. I wasn't expecting to be Winifred on turn 1. My sleight of hand is in the bottom 11. I have no way to draw it. I think I just trip the boss again and like try to over succeed stupidly hard. I'm gonna commit watch this, anything you can do better. I've got both savants. I'll throw a savant at this. 1, 2, 3, 9, 14 to 3. Winnie draw. Up 11. Fucking tablet, please stop. Well, there are 3 of them, I guess. Wait, shouldn't there be a second squid? What? Could have sworn there were 3 tablet. I'm confused. I'm pretty confident the chaos bag is wrong and there should be 2 tablets and 2 squids. But there's no way for me to check easily. No, that's correct. There were no squids at this point. Wild. So I've either just added my first squid, or I've really fucked up at some point in the past and missed a squid. Can't be bothered fixing it now. What the hell are we doing? Testing at 1,000,000. 5, 11, 12, 13. I forgot to bet. I wanted to bet it all. Results oriented, you could say, but like, what am I doing with it? It's funny. So I gained double. 5, 11, 12, 13, 13 to 3. Beat it by 8. Do I want 3 or 8? I think if I take the 8, I get Vince. So I'm tossing at 8. I'll take the Doom. Last one. Yep, that's the last one. Here you go, Vince. You're fixed. Vince heals his crippling damage and trauma. that vent's normal sized. I didn't draw a card from my deck. I drew myself from a different deck. Doesn't count for Chroma Blight. Out of curiosity, what's down here? My one quick thinking, no! All right, cool. We advance immediately. We have an action left. This is not how I foresaw the start of this scenario going. It's turn 1. Place clues on each. It's not like we've gotten very many of them, but sure. I'll put them back. Gather the set aside residence encounter sets and cave locations. Horrors in the lock. Is that what you're? I mean, these are cave locations. I think that's what it's referring to. Mother Rachel is dead now. I won't be marking it down because the point is that she's going in the deck. I believe Simeon and Leia are as well, right? And we shuffle in the residents and the caves. So we take the horrors in the rock, take the residents, we grab them, we shuffle them. I don't know why it's snapping. Congratulations, you get to live off the board now. It doesn't think it's the... All right, can you go into that deck? No. What about now? Yes. What about... Yeah, I didn't think that would work. Where's the other guy? Will you go in? No? What if I flip you? Yes. Okay, cool. Spoilers, we know Leia's on top. I don't care. I'm not gonna go through the trouble of trying to do it the technically correct way. And we get one resident level 4 or higher, which I believe is only a small handful, but they do exist. All right, we have to press 2, not flip. That's Gideon, Will, and Theo. Theo's absolutely cracked, so I'll be taking him for sure. As for the other two, I don't really need what Gideon's offering, and Will's good. So I'm gonna give Will over to Vince like I've been doing, and Theo over to Winnie. All right, we continue. Our next act, which you're getting on turn 1, substantially better RNG than I honestly thought I'd be playing for like 50 minutes. I'm currently at 35 minutes while recording, probably a lot less in editing. I thought I'd be playing for like 50 minutes to an hour just to get my characters sorted and then taking a break and recording the rest of this some other time. Anyway, we still have the thing where we're milling the Abyss deck and finding stuff in it, spending clues for plus skill value. But at the end of the round, if there are 3 or more revealed cave locations in play with no clues on them, advance. So we gotta go find those caves. Vince is done with his turn and don't relieve those lies. I'm gonna put this pickpocketing in play to avoid overdrawing a little. There's no benefit to taking a Theo move right now, but I do have it for the future. I feel pretty confident I'm supposed to play Dirty Fighting. So I'm gonna do that. That's it for us. The enemy doesn't attack because we dodged him. Upkeep is nimble, not really important. Wounded bystander, definitely past the point where that matters. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it goes in my hand. 2 of 6 doom and evil cards. Drop, encounter card immediately. Fragmentation, 4 foot. Choose the asset on your player with the highest rented cost and place it on top of the Abyss. That would be death. Or I get hit for 1/1. That's fucking not a problem. I'll go ahead and take 1/1. Ow, my bones. Anyway. We get to know what it is, and then we can decide. My 1 sleight of hand. Do I spend clues on that? No, I'm not spending my clues on that. I can cancel any Mythos card in the game. I love you, sleight of hand, but it's not happening. Ah, fungal rot. It surges because I don't have any items. We can also spend clues on that or that. See, this is the thing that's annoying, is when you have to go around the bend. It's knights, so it's just dealing horror. Neither is really hard to deal with. I'm probably gonna... I think it's worth it. I'm gonna spend... Yeah, it's the glitch. I can't drop the last 2. I'm gonna spend 1 of these. I'm gonna put this into play on revealed. I guess I shouldn't know what it is, but it won't shuffle in if I leave it the other way around. I can put it adjacent to any layer, so I'll just put it adjacent to us. It is any layer, right? Not like the furthest one or any dumb shit like that, right? Oh, it's actually adjacent to the nearest that is not already connected to a cave. Cool. This goes back on top, and our Mythos card is going to surge. Test 3 head for each point you fail by. I'd rather not, though. I think I give this Savant I have no ability to copycat, no ability to daredevil. That puts me at 5-3. Mythos bag is a little bit, whoa, why are you all the way? Oh yeah, that's correct. But I can just take a doom to make them zeros. Beating the -3 with opportunist doesn't matter. Beating the -4 does. I think I throw in a completely wasted daredevil and an opportunist to beat -4 and trigger a Winnie draw. That's -5. I will take a second doom to keep opportunist and keep the engine running. I feel like we're really far ahead. That's not where it goes. It's not where that one goes either. All right, back to us. Need to make it clear which location we're actually at. The boss does not make attacks of opportunity, so let's figure out where we're actually at. I played 3 copies of, what's it called? Easy Mark. I don't know why I forgot the name of the card. Not exactly the draws I was looking to hit. Kind of wish those were in the encounter deck. I'm gonna leave this out here and then forget about it during upkeep because that's better than forgetting about it during skill test. Man, this is miserable, actually. I did not think my hand would look like this after playing 3 Easy Marks. I'm gonna play the cigarette cases. I need draw. And then I'm going to attempt to evade the boss at 5-3. Nothing else going on. I'll do Opportunist Nimble. I need my Winnie draw. 0, Opportunist comes back, sign me up. And I get my cigarette case and my pickpocketing. That's too many clicks. Second pickpocketing, wonderful. And this guy won't attack this turn, not that I'm really planning on it. 0, I was up 4, wasn't I? I was up 4. I have my nimble move. I'm gonna nimble move down, unsurprisingly. But up 4 means I get to do this. And I say get to, but like every time I do it, the odds are getting higher that I'm forced to draw an encounter card. Take the quick thinking. Not so much the Mythos cards. Oh, Arrogance is still here. One of those cards should still be on the bottom then. Quick Thinking was not the last card I dropped, I hope. That's gonna be it for Winnie, with all the doom on her character card. I think I'm just gonna Sharp Vision my location. Winnie can't really get clues right now. Her Thieves Kit is in the fucking ether. Well, Sharp Visioning my location helps with that. 8-3. Never mind. I'm gonna play Runic Axe. I'm gonna play Sparrow Mask and set up for next turn. It's actually 9-3, not that it mattered. Anyway, upkeep. Jessica's great. Delilah's great. No overdraws. 4 of 6. And evil cards. We've got Surge. Goodbye, Sparrow Mask. I barely knew you. Over here. Night, Revelation, discard. Ah, fuck you. No one likes that shit. Goodbye, Quick Thinking. I barely knew you. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. Test Brain X. It's 0, so try not to auto fail. -2. That's a pass. Not where it goes. The lack of enemies is making it harder to get my sleight of hand pilfer and breaking and entering out. And my Thieves Kit is in the abyss, making it literally impossible for Winnie to get the clues. In the final scenario, the Wounded Bystander is just beneficial because I can throw them in front of incoming damage. Just meat shielding the poor sod. I dig it. Also, I forgot the resource for Chroma Blight is becoming a problem sooner rather than later, I think. I'm gonna play Jessica Hyde as my first action. Then I'm going to swing. Oh, did I get hit last round? No, I dodged with pickpocketing. I'm not gonna swing. I'm gonna walk down. Somebody's gotta get these clues, and I can't really do it on the other character. It might be best just to break this, though. I'm only up 2. Breaking that's not happening. Yeah, I'm just gonna investigate up 4. It's fine. I get a clue. Doing it the hard way. Oh, this was in hands. So I should have overdrawn. I don't know what I overdraw. They all suck. I guess I toss second cigarette case. I don't know. That can't be it. Is it Delilah? That can't be it. If my second gun's in there, I'm gonna toss my second gun. I'm gonna hope it's my second gun. I kind of want to just go trip the boss. I can't do anything. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the boss and trip him. But before I do, I'm gonna play second pickpocketing. We've got manual decks, Arrogance, Opportunist. Before I trip him, I'm playing Delilah. That puts me at 6, 5, 6, 9 to 3. -3, draw 2. I forgot my Winnie draw. With the horror on Delilah, this comes back. Arrogance doesn't break. I draw 1 off cigarette case. I draw 2 off pickpocketing. I gain 2 resources. I play ace in the hole. Our turn's not ending. Do I even want to play ace in the hole? Actually, well, I'm overdrawing if I don't, so it seems pretty solid, right? Oh shit, Thieves Kit's in my deck? I thought Thieves Kit was in here. I'm gonna drop this to the side, shuffle it, and search. No, it's not. Was that my test game? Oh my god, I refamiliarized myself with the rules. Thieves Kit was in there. My brain's just mush and I misremembered. Okay, cool, wonderful. I still don't have sleight of hand. I think I'm happy to play it the hard way. Wait, what did I even pass by? I'm checking the footage. I was so happy to pass that I didn't even check what I succeeded by, which is an important part. It was a -3 at 9 to 3, so I passed by 3. I'm not gonna draw him, I'm gonna draw a different card. That makes me so sad. How do you put practice makes perfect in knowing it can't hit the deduction? I'm giving him deduction. Rewinding time because I just accidentally shuffled the Abyss deck. All right. Now where were we? Probably something involving quick thinking. Maybe involving a Thieves Kit. I think getting this Thieves Kit into play is gonna get us off the ground. I don't know why I started to spend like 6 resources, it's only 3. I'm gonna use my Copycat and my Rosa on a basic Investigate, and I'm gonna use Sharp Vision to enhance that basic Investigate rather tremendously. These cancel, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 2, 8 to 3. Fuck it, tempo, I take it. I'm taking 2 clues. And because I now pass by 5, this goes on the bottom of your deck. We get to see another location. Is my goal a set number of caves? Wow, why is that not like players' caves? What are we talking about? I could have sworn I misremembered. No, that's just flat 3. Fuck true solo players. Yeah, we're gonna take this one. It has to go somewhere else and put it next to this location. What's this card, by the way? Crack the case, no one even cares. Okay. I forgot my Winnie draw. And I did remember my clues, actually. I'm just gonna spend a second to play second cigarette case. This is in my hand. And that's it for us, so upkeep phase, and don't forget your Chroma Blights. Oh, Control-Zing undoes the hand. Always forget about that. We advance because we have been taking those tablets. Test head or book 4. For each point you fail by, take 1 horror. That's fine. I don't want to shuffle the Abyss deck. That sounds detrimental. So we're base 6 to 2 over here. I think I'm going to just take that. This bag is so fucking mean that like unrelenting for good tokens feels pretty shit. Maybe I unrelenting bad tokens even. Like I'm not super afraid of the horror is the thing. There's a lot of horror in this deck. I'm going to unrelenting and I'm just gonna seal. I got it. What's this thing do? What's the squid do? Nothing. So I seal Cultist tablet. I pass, I release, and now that's available for Winnie, which is the real reason to do it. And then over here I had the same test. Because I'm using Savant, it really doesn't matter which one I test. I'm probably just failing. Like I'm base 0 to 4. And Savant might be 4 icons, but this is a brutal bag and I've only got Savant. Is anything I can do better currently in the list? It is, so is Copycat. That's a 50-50 to pass. How much horror soak do I have? 2, 3. I'll just take the 4 horror, man. Yeah, that's what I thought. Goodbye, Arrogance. I'm gonna put 2 over here on Theo, 1 on you, 1 on myself. That is literally not a horror token. And that's, why is there, I'm gonna just count that to 2 because I feel like I cycled a deck, so I'm gonna put it on myself. I was like, why is there meat damage on Delilah? What the fuck happened? Why is there horror on me? I think we're correct now. Anyway, that was the mythos just advancing. Let's figure out what's going on. That's your card, that's your card. Probably. Chroma Blight. Cool. What's happening over here? Shit. I don't like this guy. He has fight and evade equal to the cards in hand. Just like a disastrously strong enemy. This guy's absolutely fucking wild. Just a casual 6/5/6 enemy. Not even victory, just mindless dancing it up. If I just commit my whole hand to this, I can trip him pretty easily. And the plan is like, maybe we can bail and get to the other map and discard him. Because if I do that, he's down to 1 foot. Putting me up 5. I don't think I need to cut everything. I don't want to play the Daredevil, actually. But the rest of it, yeah, let's just fucking go. Gonna evade this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 to 2. Thank God it didn't auto fail. Got my Winnie draw. This guy's tripped. All of this is after, right? I'm gonna dirty fight punch the guy just 6 to 4. No, the cultist discard cards. You get to live. I'm never dealing with that. Cigarette cases go off, pickpocketings go off. Do I need to evade any of this? Where's Vince gonna end up? He's gonna go here, 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 and then get hit for 2 meats. Oh, this should have healed and given me an on the mend. Completely forgot. Is that drawing? What's the phrase? Add to hand, right? I didn't draw that, I added it to my hand. Legally distinct. Oh wait, Bewitching finally goes off. I get sleight of hands. Holy shit. Do I even want sleight of hands? No, I want pilfer. Hell yeah. We actually drew an enemy that can be engaged. This literally hasn't happened since I bought Bewitching. That's not true, it triggered in the prologue that actually is a real scenario, but like not really. The final night prologue. Anyway, that guy's tripped. Move, seems good. Oh, I had a quick thinking in that pile of things I just committed. I'll just flip this for now to keep track of it. Yeah, I'm gonna move twice, see what's going on in this cavern. Looks like it has a shitload of clues. Reshroud, let's not auto-fail here, I guess. I'm gonna try this Pilfer out for size. I don't need money. I guess I might after playing Pilfer. I'll really need money if I bet on watch this and fail. I'm going to Daredevil for the possibility of any... I don't even want that. I want Manual Dex. Manual Dex is green, it works. I'm gonna Daredevil. We're gonna see what it pulls. Pulls Copycat. Copycat has only 1 target, it's Unrelenting. What are we looking at right now? We're at 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 to 3. That does beat the bag. Okay, seal good tokens. Draw 3 from Unrelenting and Winnie. And don't auto-fail me. Cool. Discard, discard, release all, bottom of deck. Take 3 clues. I wish I'd had the balls to use watch this. Pilfer comes back to hand at end of turn. And my actions were move, pilfer. The first one was the quick thinking dodge. So that's it for us, and we can sort out the overdraw during upkeep. And anything I overdraw is not going to get cycled, unfortunately. You know, I reckon it's probably the easy marks. Maybe not with only 5 resources, hard to say. Over here on vents, we're not at a lair location, unfortunately. I'm just taking this up 4, we need to get this clue. It's not, I get the clue. This guy's not with me, he was in this top location. So I just need to double move and take 2 meat, or take 1/1. I think it's double move and take 1/1. Boop, boop, to this side. Oh, my little circle is gone. I don't know why that happened. I would like it back though, just because it makes the scenario much easier to look at. There we go. Discard 1 random card from your hand, period. Thanks. And I also get hit for 1/1 Mythos Phase. Sorry about that, Will. It's the dangers of working with me. Upkeep, Chroma Blights do be growing, and Self-Destructive do be showing up at scary times. Upkeep over here. Another horror, it's actually getting kind of scary. I don't think I want to play the easy marks, to be honest with you. A part of me is like, do you really need the second manual decks? And I'm sure I do. But do I really? Like, isn't it the worst card left in my hands? I think my worst card's actually Opportunist. I'm drawing so many fucking cards even without it. Right, that's it. I needed to ready the Mimic. Top of the round, 1 of 5 Doom. Hope I haven't looked at the Emissary too long at some point. Evil cards. That works. That works, provided no surge. Test 4 head. If you fail, for each point you fail by, choose 1 card in your hand to place on top of the Abyss. Or it hits me for 1/1. Again. Do I take On the Mend? It gives me a pretty substantial number of passes. I'll take On the Mend to be up 1. That is a fail. We're on Act 2, so -3, I fail by 2. I don't need these economy. Ooh, no. I haven't forgotten about you, Captivating Gleam. Yeah, I'll take my 1/1. Fuck off. That's not where it goes. And over here, Asmic's Shadow, welcome to the club. Aloof Hunter, elusive. I can't kill it, but I also don't really care. I'm just gonna bail. Don't care about that guy at all. I'm leaving. I have no quick thinking in hand, no ace in the hole in hand. I do have an ace in the hole in the deck. So if I investigate, get this with Thieves Kit, move, evade, provided I don't auto fail, odds are almost guaranteed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually guaranteed that I hit ace in the hole. You know, no auto fail, provided that part. Meanwhile, Vince really does need to hit this guy. He's got 2 Fist and Retaliate, but like, that should be fine, right? Right? These Chroma Brights are about to be a big problem. Am I just double actioning to kill Self-Destructive because it will kill me? And then hitting this guy up a million? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. He's got 2 Fists. We're base 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 2. And which inscriptions trigger? Glory needs me to defeat, which I cannot do, so I just do Elders. And we'll see what the token is and if I need to do math. I don't need to do math. I get 2 clues. 2 Elders. I didn't look again. Was that 0 or -2? My brain's already forgotten. BRB. All right, that was 0 at 9 to 2 is passed by 7. I think that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't have a Bulldog, so that's why we can't find more guns, I guess. Of the 2 locations, we have Alkaline. I guess I shouldn't know which it is. I don't know if it's supposed to be on unrevealed side or not. I honestly don't. I'm just gonna pick one at random because I honestly don't know if I'm supposed to know. And it goes next to us. And we take them. It has to be like this to shuffle, though. That's why it's like this. Put them back on top. Okay, so this guy won't attack us. I've got the location in plan. Good turn. Even though Chroma Blight's about to be a problem. Next, on Winnie, I need to Thieves Kit first action. There's a method to this. I didn't need to do it the hard way. That's base 6 to 3. We really don't want to auto fail. Manual decks, watch this. Bet 3, I dare you. That's goddamn right. Up to 9. This is gone. Forgot my Winnie draw. 2 cigarette cases. Unfortunately, I also get this from the Thieves Kit, the resource I mean. I am not at a lair, so I have to walk back out like a pleb, and then I have to evade this guy 2 foot and alert. So again, please no auto fail. Manual dex, nimble, puts me at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 2. That beats the entire bag by a mile. I only need to beat it by a little bit. There's no benefit to committing anything else, so we just take it. -4, 10 to 2. That is draw 2, tap, 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 draw 2. Manual dex goes away. I can go anywhere. 1, 2, 3. I'm in the cavern. This is now committed to all my skills. I play ace in the hole. I get 3 actions. What's going on in this cavern, by the way? Looks like there's supposed to be 3 clues in here. While you're investigating, gets +1 shroud for each card on your hands. Max +6 on any difficulty that you should be playing on. On the one hand, like, how dare you punish me? But on the other hand, I'm so broken that difficulty 6 isn't even a problem. I feel like it should just, you know, cap on 6 regardless. But I'm gonna pilfer. That puts me at base 6 to 6. 5 to 6 of arrogance. I don't think you have any skills. I keep copycatting them faster than you can play them. It's so sad. 7, 8, 9. I don't really want the copycats. 10, 11. That beats the bag. Okay, this beats the bag, and I don't want those cycling in, which is good because they're not. I take another fucking horror. Oh my god, I'm murdering myself. Anyway, don't auto-fail me, please. Hey, we made it through. I'll take all 3. This comes back to my hand at the end of the rounds. Discards, discard. Yeah, I don't think I'm required to use Copycat's effect. Like, it says after, so I can commit it for the question mark, and then if the effect fails, the effect fails. Do we advance immediately, or is it like an end of round thing? It's an end of round thing. This guy's going to hunt and hit Vince. Well, better him than me, I guess. I can't very well do anything about it. I feel like I'm done for the turn. I don't think my clues matter. I'm just gonna gain 2 resources. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Enemy phase. I'm sorry about this, Vince. You get hit again. This should have healed and given you on the mend. You put the damage there, but the horror is a very real problem. We're both pretty fucking low on that front. Upkeep. Upkeep. End of round. There are 3 revealed cave locations. This guy hunts with no clues on them. Get me out of here, Jesus. We lose all of our clues. Saw it coming. Scenario Interlude, Fate of the Vale. Let's see what's what. The first thing that happens is she comes out of play and gets put into play. Sorry for committing you all those times, Doctor. She no longer takes up an ally slot. The Abyss is now a location. Oh, this is just written wrong. This is just straight up wrong. The first thing is proceed to Scenario Interlude, Fate of the Vale. So I stopped to go do that, but I don't actually go there. I need to stop and make a decision. I'm doing the Marquez route if I commit to all this. From this point forward, the scenario is officially comically scuffed. First, Rosa should not be going into play. I don't think I realized this. I think I leave her in play from the previous setup I was doing when I undo some of the setup. When I'm like realizing like, oh, the scenario interlude was written wrong. It told me to go there too early. I started doing the wrong setup. I think when I undo that setup, I don't remember that like Rosa should leave my board. So that's obviously not good. Then additionally, I bring all the enemies from the current scenario into the new scenario, which you're supposed to do if they're engaged with you, at least, I think. However, the enemy shouldn't have been engaged with me. The mimic that just hit me should have used elusive and triggered and run away from me, and I'll be dealing that mimic for the rest of the scenario. And personally, I think that like in situations like this, there's a lot of give and take. You make the scenario harder and easier in different ways when you're messing up rules, and this is certainly one of those weird situations where both are happening. However, I do want to acknowledge, shit's comically wrong at this point, and this isn't even the only time I'm gonna have to do this edit, because let me hand it off to past me, who from the perspective of this video, is still future me, just like a slightly less future me, who was addressing other things that got made wrong, which are arguably far worse than this. Right, I'm gonna have to insert this before I start playing the final act of Fate of the Vale. Because in between, like, stopping because I was exhausted after advancing the act and picking it up again a few days later, apparently I never actually flipped these guys over and never noticed it because, like, honestly, the card looks almost identical. It's just slightly more wonky than it originally was. And, you know, that probably messes up the scenario a lot with what you're about to see. However, counterpoint, these guys, they're all not elusive, they're all aloof, every one of them. And if you go to the commons, they're just gonna walk to that. Like if I just walk to the commons, they all pop over here. And then if I ditch them by like coming down to Brigidian is, they're going to walk down into a corner far away from everyone forever. And that's all of them dealt with forever. After one Mythos phase where I might take some extra damage. Like, I don't actually think these versions of the enemies are more threatening with the exception of Cosmic Emissary, because I would just immediately have them all gaggled together doing nothing. I think this one would have been down here. The way I played it, I had to dodge them all the time. And with the one in the middle, I would have to actually like dodge him to move through his location, but I think every time I went through there, I was dodging. Anyway, I think the net action tax is probably pretty similar. And if you want to say the entire rest of the scenario from here is fucked, feel free to say that. I kind of feel that way myself, but I'm not gonna replay the finale because frankly, it was a stomp like this, and I have no reason to believe it's going to be any less of a stomp like that. Anyway, back to past me, who will be fucking it up as always. Right, so thanks to the magic of YouTube editing, from your perspective, we'll go right from me flipping this act to the act being set up and me playing it. But that's not what actually happened. See, this says check the campaign log and proceed to scenario interlude Fate of the Veil, page 64. If you do that, you just start reading Fate of the Veil 1, it sets up one of the resolves. It shouldn't actually say that, it should make you pick the thing first. You're not supposed to continue reading after you're told to go to an interlude, so this is just out of order. So what happened previously is I was 2 hours in, I was already exhausted, it was getting late in the night, and I set up the wrong one because I don't want to do Let's End This, I want to do Save the Veil, Fate of the Veil Part 2. And once I'd set all this up and I'd like seen the number of actions I needed, I just called it. I was like, man, I'm too tired. I'm increasingly frustrated with the scenario. I don't like having my time wasted by lack of polish. I'm gonna pick this up later. And it's now later. It's like 4 days later. I just haven't wanted to sit down and play this. So let's catch up to where we should be. I believe this is the same agenda. Yeah, it's still got the same doom. Coming over, quick reminder, I'm not allowed to look at the Cosmic Emissary, otherwise I go insane. Totally gonna respect that rule, not gonna forget about it at all. And we have the nonsense with the Abyss deck. And then we have Fate of the Veil version 2. As an action, we can choose and discard a card from our hand, then parlay testing book or head 3. If we succeed, we get the resonant card beneath our location, enemy side face up, and if we spend 3 clues, we can put it into play exhausted. Our objective is to get rid of all of the resonant enemies in play, and then have an additional 6 clues. We likely won't ever be spending clues to put them to play exhausted, we'll just deal with them immediately or get hit about it. Spending those clues makes it, like the scenario is just gonna go a lot longer. I'd rather play Pilfer twice, you know? Now, as for us, these locations don't really affect us too much. They have a bunch of actions on them for hard tests that you can spend clues to automatically succeed, but that's for a different version of the scenario that we're not in. There's basically no text on any of these places that we really care about. There is some. Shattered enemies lose aloof here, although I don't know which shattered enemies have aloof. I guess it's just the snake, the 3/3/3 guy. This place gives our first encounter card Surge. This gives +1 evade, that gives +1 fight. But on the whole, the rest of this doesn't really matter to me at all. There's very little text on these locations that does anything. We also have the boss now broken up in different areas, and all of these bosses are the same as they previously were, they're just on their own. We still just need to hit or evade them to not get hit back. It's not a huge deal. And the big thing is coming over, these guys don't get discarded. I still have the Crystal Parasite and Mimic on me, so like, that's unfortunate. Would have been really nice to get those discarded. I thought I would, but it looks like I need to ditch them before the agenda flip, or the act flip rather, so here we are. If he had been at a location, he'd have been discarded, but no, by all accounts, he should just still be engaged with me. Also, this Chroma Blight goes off and I've got a dude. Anyway, what's this do? Night test, discard a card at random, love it. Apparently I have my hand set in again because I've been loading saves to get this shit set up. Discard 1 card at random from your hand, test X, that is going to be a 0, so try not to auto fail. Does not matter. Goes back. And then over here. Yeah, it turns out losing the horror is starting to be a real problem and I cannot just take too hard from this, it's not easy. Discard 2 cards at random from your hand, probably survivable. Also, I'm overdrawn by 2, so let's sort that out first. Easy mark's pretty simple to toss. Daredevil probably stays. The copycats are really shitting it up because I just can't get cards in this discard pile fast enough. I'm gonna toss the Daredevil. Now that I'm left with this, it's a difficulty 0 test because I have so much horror roll me. Easy. Nothing encounter discard, we're safe. And that brings it to our turns. And like, holy shit. And I don't think this is too hard to deal with. The plan is that I start on winning. We go first on winning. I engage, and that's going to get me breaking and entering, which I'm going to immediately use. My breaking and entering base value appears to be a 10 to 2. Let's make it 9 to 2 with arrogance. And I would like to get quick thinking off at some point during this turn. There's no reason it has to be now, but I would also like to get a Winifred draw. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw quick thinking, unexpected courage. It crushes the bag and gets me the quick thinking action, provided I don't auto fail. We don't have to worry about that. Arrogance comes back, these go away. I have a quick thinking action coming up. I get a clue for my location. I get to free evade an enemy. I'm actually choosing the Crystal Mimic because that guy has 5 or more foot. It's nothing if you're not engaged with him, it's 6. If you're engaged with him, it's number of cards, which would actually have been worse for Winnie. I should probably take the draw off of, Winnie, the whole reason I did that shit. And breaking and entering will recur to my hand at the end of the turn. Now next, I'm going to evade this Crystal Parasite. I'm going to be using Arrogance as I have to. Easy mark because I have to... Excuse me, game? What the hell did I just drop? Yeah, there it is. It's showing up over here. Okay, take 2. I have to commit Arrogance. I need to commit Quick Thinking just to get it cycled. This can't be used. I'll throw a Savant at it just to cycle the card. I probably should have triggered my cigarette cases on the first one. Obviously, I'm out of practice. I was thinking I need to hold pickpocketing for the one that's going to succeed by 2 as opposed to the one that's just an automatic success. If I'm wrong about the mechanic, an automatic success would be a succeed by 2. Please break it down for me, but I'm pretty sure it's just a success and not a succeed by 2. Anyway, this beats the bag by 1,000,000. I got my Winnie draw already. We're good. He has 2 foot. I'm not doing the math. That passes. I'm going to take 2 draws off cigarette cases and 2 draws and 2 resources off of pickpocketing. Arrogance comes back to hand. Hello, Ace in the Hole. That's the only thing I checked before I started, by the way, as I checked my discard pile to see where Ace in the Hole was. And this man is now evaded as well. I'm going to play Ace in the Hole immediately because I need that to cycle into my deck in a second. I think I'm happy to like Theo move to here, get this Reveler, kill that Reveler, trip this guy, just work on the right side real quick. That seems reasonable. I'm going to take my Theo move, who's apparently mostly dead. Oh right, everyone's terrible on Soak, aren't we? We appear to be less bad than I remember it being. Yeah, we've got an entirely fresh Helen over here, entirely fresh River here. Before that River came into play, we were like too horror-browdy to kill an ally asset though, so I understand why I was afraid. Anyway, we walk in. We're now engaged with the Cosmic Emissary. Going to use my action off of Ace in the Hole. And I think I'm just going to dodge the guy. I don't think there's anything fancy about it. Just do Manual Dex, Opportunist, and Arrogance. Not going to think any harder about it. Take my Winnie draw. Hey, other Manual Dex. -5 is still a pass by 1,000,000. Just quick math, because I'm not counting. 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 10. 10 minus 5 is still up to exactly. Glad I counted to confirm, but it didn't matter. Oh, right, yes, Winnie's killing herself. I think I might want to kill Delilah. Although I would have liked to do that before the deck cycle for obvious reasons, so that will always happen. Yeah, I'm going to take the damage on Delilah here. I don't need to shoot things with Delilah anymore. I like Winnie being alive, and it's going to keep hitting her. This comes back to hand. I draw 2 off Manual Dex, and Opportunist comes back to hand. I'm going to just evade the Emissary. Like, I know it says instead of exhausting it, it doesn't attack during the enemy phase this round, but like, that's what exhausting does, so I don't even know, I don't even know why it has the text, right? Wait, seriously, why does it have the text? What does this do? It stops you from using Disguise, like you can't super evade it, that's like all it does? I don't know, man, it feels like extra text. Oh, I've still got 1 access of the memory. I only used 1 so far. And what is over here? It's Sparrow Mask. Yeah, you can stay rotted. That's not worth an action. This guy's just going to be head 3, book 3, and then a foot 4. Does he hit for horror damage? He hits for meat. I couldn't care less. I'm going to spend an action to play Rosa. Is she actually 4 resources? Dear God, what a terrible card. I'm going to do my action on the act testing book 3 because I'm much better at that. By the way, the stat goes up, that stat goes down because I've changed allies. So this parlay is going to be base 0. I don't like that very much. Let's go ahead and beat the bag with anything you can do better. Opportunist, and they're now up 7. So this comes back, that goes away, Winnie draw, and I get this man. And then last action, I would like to do the foot 4 test on him. I'm up 3 by base, up 2 by base. There's several -5s. I can't settle for -4 and probably losing an opportunist. I'll do easy mark, opportunist, and watch this and bet 3. That beats the -5. I get opportunist back, I get arrogance back, I make my money back, and I double it. And this guy is victory displayed. Thank God Winnie's here, because, like, who knows how long the scenario would have taken without her. It would have taken, like, twice as long to lose, probably. Now, previously the plan was for Vincent to walk with Winnie, but there's actually no point following Winnie now other than to be safe. I can go down, hit that guy, and pick up Gideon. Gideon hits me. That's not even a problem. I have Jessica. Next turn, I just deal with Gideon. That's like the whole turn. Do I want to deal with Gideon last just because he's so hard to deal with? I can't deal with that one. The alternative is Judith. That's just 5 resources, which I can do. Okay, I'm gonna walk up to Judith because I know Vincent can handle that one. And then I'm going to attack the emissary here. He's got 4 fists, which is a little bit annoying. I'm at base 5, 6, 7 to 4. What's it hit for? 2 meats? That's something I'm not overly concerned about. I'm just gonna take that and be up 3 with like a lot of fails in the bag. Holy shit. I wanted to hold on the men for the Scarlet Rot test, but that feels wrong. I wanted to like hit this guy and then Scarlet Rot, use on the men to get the rot off. There's so many failures that like both of the actions seem bad. Oh, we're great on the Doom clock, but taking a Doom is an agenda advance right now, and I don't know what that does. I think I just have to throw on the men at this. Like, my numbers are so bad compared to this bag of -5 or Ancient Evils, -5, -4, and 2 copies of -4 discard a random card. Like, I just can't justify taking 2 skill tests at -4 failures to get rid of this and have Sparrow Mask back. Like, it's fine. I'm just gonna admit on the mend, it's fine. That's why. This guy is functionally tripped. And then last action, I'm just going to, oh right, it's a test. I don't even get to take her. I have to do something. I can't talk. Okay, one more time. I'm gonna crack the case to be up 4 for the same reasons you just saw. Doesn't beat that. I'll just not do it this turn. It's fine. That's it for us. Ready play. Oh, it's gonna ready them too. That's very annoying. Not all of them. Judith still isn't ready. I wonder why. I guess because she wasn't on the board. She was on top of Atwood House. Regardless, it's correct now. Upkeep for us, which puts a Chroma Blight charge at a crossroads, summons a Chroma Blight, or waste an action, or I get an action. I can't lose cards. I'm actually gonna put this in my hand. I'm gonna lose an action with the intent being like I need to draw cards, otherwise Captivating Gleam might kill me. And I don't know why. Oh, right. I don't know why I clicked that. It doesn't matter because we're using Abyss deck. Anyway, upkeep over here. We're forced to discard. How's this discard pile looking? Have we already copycatted everything out? Yes. Yes, we have. I think that makes it pretty easy to toss a copycat because copycat's looking a bit shit right now. We're just drawing so much faster than Vince that he can't get his skills out of his discard pile. Into his discard pile, rather. I think this Unexpected Courage is probably the worst card in hand. With Savant and Arrogance, maybe I still want it though. I don't think we need this Opportunist. I think we're gonna draw our whole deck this turn without it. 4 of 5 Doom. Looked like a 3 to me for a second, I freaked out. Evil cards, right? Yes, I remember. Sublimation, test 4 head. If you fail, you must choose 1. Place cards in my hand on top of the Abyss deck and then immediately die to Horror, or get attacked for, I think it's 2 meat damage on this guy, right? Yeah. Well, I'm base 4 to 4 and I forgot to heal. It's been a while. I'm base 4 to 4. 6 to 4 with this. Unfortunately, I decided the Sparrow Mask route wasn't possible. I think On the Mend is obviously the right commit. I put a Doom on my character because it actually doesn't matter this turn. We're already advancing next turn. And treat that as a 0, and I pass. Right? Glad I instantly redrew the card to remind myself it's not how the damn game works. Euphoria, Revelation, test 4 book. Either take 2 horror or place a non-story asset you control on top of the Abyss. If you fail, do both. Well, I don't want to do either. Like, that 2 horror is really, really bad right now. Now, if I commit all of this, Arrogance is going to bring my book down to 3. Savant's going to bring it up to 5. Unexpected Courage up to 7, putting me up 3. I have to give up a card I control. Do I actually just cancel it with this? Like, Autofeel puts Winnie in such a bad spot, and I don't want to give up any of my assets. Like, I know it seems weird that Euphoria on Winnie could be like the worst case scenario for a card, but we don't even have the clues to do it. I have to take the test. Anything you can do better is already in my discard pile, so I can't Daredevil it out, and I'd have a 50-50 of hitting Copycat anyway. My odds of passing at +3 are pretty good when the tablets are functionally zeros. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I take my Winnie draw, and I'm up 3. And I pass, but I still have to do 1. The 2 horror seems pretty bad, but I don't want to give up any non-story asset I control. I don't really need this Thieves Kit anymore. There's just enemies everywhere. I can always get my shit triggered without using Thieves Kit. Like, I'm getting my clues with Pilfer. Yep. You've been great, Thieves Kit. You really have. But you're going in the trash can because I can't be bothered dealing with all the shit on top of you. I don't know what order those 2 should be in, actually. I'm gonna do that way, but I could be argued into believing either way. I got my Winnie draw. Yeah, I didn't have Copycat before. Arrogance comes back. These 2 go away. Oh, Breaking and Entering should have returned to my hand, and I should have overdrawn something. And, like, I have to retroactively pick the overdraw to some degree because, like, obviously cards have been used since then. I didn't have Copycat. The stuff to the left can be overdrawn. That's pretty obviously gonna be Daredevil getting tossed then. I'm gonna go first on Vince. Vince gets 3 draws. These are really just sitting in my hand to make sure that nothing bad happens to me. I'm fine taking 2 meat with a fully healed Jessica. I'm gonna try this test again. I don't want to commit deduction to it because then I like have to have all of my clues come from Winnie. And I'd like Vince to actually do something that matters, but the test is 3. I'm at 6. Bag says that these are actually zeros right now. Oh no, these skulls are terrible, aren't they? They're not zeros. We're in the last part of the scenario. What the hell are they? Oh, yeah. All right, this bag is a very inaccurate representation right now. I want to look at the way it actually is. So there are a lot of failures on +3. There are many, many -4s, and I would like to beat the -4. What do I have to commit for a book? Well, that's the neat thing. I have deep knowledge. It's worth. There's a lot of -4s. Let's do it. As established, that's a Doom, and that's fine. I get Judith. And I just pay her to go away. That's 2 of 4 down. Vince will get hit about it. Meanwhile, Winifred's going to be playing a much more difficult game. She's going to walk into the middle and immediately get dogpiled, drawing her sleight of hand from Beguiling. That's actually a Theo action. What a powerful ally. I think I'm going to Breaking and Entering first action again. This Mimic is like not the hardest thing to deal with. Actually, I could just boot the Mimic with an attack to Tad's General Store. Hitting doesn't matter. He's here and exhausted and we'll win this scenario before he gets to us. That sounds like it's better than Breaking and Entering. Hold up. I'm going to draw all 5 cards off of my first dodge action. I'm not going to cycle my deck, and then I'm going to play Ace in the hole. Guaranteed. This guy's just getting thrown out. I like that. I'm going to Sleight of Hand to get it cycling, because I know the other one's not on my deck. And then I'm going to evade the Crystal Parasite. Base 6 to 2, up 4, up 7. You have nothing to Copycat. I think Copycat has to target a skill. Well, I'm committing Copycat anyway, because it's not like as a cost or anything, it's after you commit it, meaning I can commit it regardless of the conditions being met. So I'm just gonna commit Copycat for 1 question mark, putting me at 6, 7, 10 to 2. Beats the bag, no curses, good. And that'll be our first real action. -4, as established, completely fine. This goes away, I draw 2 and 1 from Winnie. Interesting lag. I'm going to tap both Pickpocketings, as those are typically the harder to trigger, and draw 2, gain 2. I'm then going to play Ace in the hole and gain 3 immediate actions. This guy is also tripped into Kingdom Come, and I think I'm just going to shoot Crystal Mimic. His base value is pretty high, but it's not going to be as high once I finish committing cards. I commit Arrogance, I commit Quick Thinking, I commit Easy Mark. And that's going to put me at, he has a fight value of 5. I'm at 7, 6, 7, 8 to 5. I would really like to beat the -4, so I'll commit another easy mark, actually. And now I beat the -4 rather substantially. Do I need Nimble? I don't need Nimble, but it is helpful right now. What's this hit for? 1-1? I can soak that pretty easily. I'm gonna commit Nimble instead of the last copy of Quick Thinking. Anyway, up a million, don't autofill me. I take the Doom, it's a 0, Quick Thinking goes off. This guy is shot for 2 damage and flees like a coward. I get my Nimble move, I don't need any. Oh wait, these don't go to discard yet, these don't go to discard yet. This comes back to hand. I tap Cigarette Case and I draw 2. And I take the Horror on Rosa and then these discard. I use my 3 Nimble moves to go 1, 2, 3 to show off. I haven't used my Quick Thinking move, and this should be shuffled into my deck, which is actively detrimental. So I'm going to shuffle this into my deck and replace it with a token. This is pretty easy. I'm going to shoot the boss so that I don't take damage. He's got 2 Fists and Retaliate, so like hopefully I don't mess it up. I mean, honestly, I'm completely safe if I don't shoot the boss. I'm going to not do that. I'm going to not shoot the boss. Give me back my token. I'm going to spend an action to try to get Gideon out. And I'm going to take that action at 3-3. And we'll see if we just get a 0. No, we don't. Arrogance breaks. That's fine by me. I would care about passing the second one, but I don't have great things to commit, which is part of why I was willing to do that in the first place. I really thought I would be able to like commit something, but I've just got double Savant for +4, which beats the -4, to be clear. It beats the -5 too. So even though it fucks my Mythos phase, we're doing double Savant because we have regression to do. -2, Winnie draw. That is the unexpected courage. It's kind of like Savant. I get Gideon. This can go away since it's flipped. And I'm going to use all my remaining actions to get rid of Gideon. Get out of here. And I'll just get hit for 1-1. Like, there's no reason to risk making it worse. And we're both done. We're both getting hit. I take 2 meat on Jessica Hyde. Oh no. And then over here, I take 1-1, which I'm going to just use to kill Rosa Marquez. Oh, do you get crossed out? It doesn't say you do. Yeah, you're not like these other people. Oh wait, she doesn't get crossed out either. What? So only real residents have the force text. Helen Peters and Rosa, since they're not residents, are immortal and can keep dying like Christopher Milan. Cool. That's it for us. Upkeep. This guy's going to ready. This guy's going to ready. Upkeep. We have a Bone Saw, which commits good. Manual Decks, which are our best card in our deck. And Agenda advances. Each investigator tests Fist or Foot 4 for each way they fail by. Take 1 damage or shuffle the top card of their deck into Abyss. For Vince, I don't think I really care about this at all. I'll just shuffle the top cards of my... It says shuffle, right? Not place on top? Yeah, I'll just take it 4-4 with Fist. I shuffle the top 2 into Abyss. And then over here, I'm 7-4. I think I'm just happy with that. I can get a commit, or a Winnie rather, by betting here with Watch This, getting my draw, and I'm up 5 now, so I never lose ace in the hole, which is why I did this. And that is passed by 1, which is all I need for this, but I won't be able to trigger anything off of it, and that's fine by me. And then we do evil cards from the Abyss. All right, what do we have here? Oh, that's not good. I don't like him at all. And then we have Leia Atwood, who is dead, but there are special rules for Leia Atwood, aren't there? If a resident card is drawn, flip it to its enemy side, it gains Revelation, attack you, discard. So it goes back on top of the deck. I don't know which side it's supposed to be up. I guess that side. It hits me for 1 meat damage. Wow, shit, what am I gonna do? What do you even do, Helen? Why do I care about you? You're giving me a foot, which I don't think I'm accounting for, actually. No, I was accounting for it. I do need to count down because Rose is dead now. That's 1 meat. That's the softest encounter card I've ever seen. Thanks. Unlike Crystal Mimic, this guy's a bastard. This is like one of the scariest enemies in the deck. This is mindless dancer tier problematic. That's not true though, because you can't just like slap a mindless dancer with your bare hand and it runs away screaming. Although that does feel kind of on brand for Azathoth. I did not take my Chroma Blight that turn, so I'll add a 4th of 6, but I think we'll be finished with the scenario by then. Right now, we need to get rid of this last Frenzied Reveler, And then we just need 6 clues to advance, which we're currently pretty much not doing. So looking at Vincent, I just slap this guy every time, guaranteed. I'll even probably deal good damage to him. There's no reason not to. But the issue is like getting enough clues to win immediately. Do I draw my whole deck? I do not have a guaranteed ace in the hole this turn. It's very, very likely, but it's not guaranteed. I'm gonna go first on Winnie because we don't actually know what she's doing. I take my Theo move, I pop up, say hello to my friend. I'm gonna say goodbye to my friend. I'm going to manual Dex, and I'm actually going to commit Delilah, I think. Because I've got the Horror to soak for a round. That's so sketchy, I shouldn't do that. I'm gonna Unexpected Courage. The issue with this is if I break, I have to double commit breaking and entering Delilah on the next check. But like, I've just had to spend a lot of resources here. I've eventually gotten to a point where I'm low, and if this auto fails, it's really, really bad. But like, what are the odds, right? Like, that's the odds, you can see them. Also, I need to adjust this now because the doom matters again. I assume the doom matters. How much time? Oh shit, we do not have much time. We have very little time, in fact. 4 turns. Well, it's fine, we're up 1 million, right? Yeah, we're up 1 million. I take my Winnie draw, I take my 2 off manual Dex. I take my 2 off pickpocketing, and I draw 2. And last but certainly not least, I draw 2 off cigarette case. Also, this man is tripped, which I promise is the important part of the action and not the 8 cards I just drew. So now our goal is just to get 4 clues and meet up at the old mill so that we can win next turn. That seems pretty easy to do because we have Pilfer in hand. Oh wait, I took a direct horror a little while ago when I took damage. I forgot about that. That's spooky as hell. Hypochondria is just in play. Thankfully, I don't think I've taken any other damage tonight, but if I have, I'm dead because I just forgot about Hypochondria and this whole thing's invalid, but oh well. Pilfer is baseline up 4. Commit manual Dex because that's going to be enough draw to get ace in the hole without cycling. This should have been in my hand and I should have overdrawn something. And at this point, I don't even know what it would have been, so I'm gonna have to overdraw breaking and entering because there's like no answer. Like I've used most of the cards. Oh wait, it wouldn't have overdrawn. My hand was empty. For the first time ever, I had a low hand count going into this turn. Cool. I'm just so used to Winnie overdrawing when I forget sleight of hand. I'm gonna use a failed copycat just to fill out the Winnie draw. And we are doing a Pilfer check, up 4, up 7, up 8. We did not get the auto fail from hell. Draw our last 2 cards. These go down. I play ace in the hole. And we get all 3 of the clues, putting us at 4 of 6 needed. We need to get 1 out of Vincent this turn. Surely we can trust him to do that, right? It actually doesn't even matter. Like next turn, we can just do it ourselves as well. Considering I'm dead, if Hypochondria goes off, I'm going to kill my signature, not my signature, my Hypochondria to make sure I don't die to a damage. I'm going to play Delilah to make sure I don't die to non-direct damage in horror. Going to walk down to get away from Crystal Mimic. And I don't know there's any value in holding Sleight of Hand Bulldog at this point. I think I'm better off just playing the Bulldog. And that way at upkeep, I can overdraw the Sleight of Hand and be happy about it. This guy hits for 1/1. I'm really not very afraid of that. Does Elusive trigger off of attacks of opportunity? I can see that being like a minor rules thing that you get caught up on. There is nothing about not affecting attacks of opportunity. I'm gonna be action efficient. I investigate. He hits me and runs away like a coward. I take 1/1 about it, and by which I mean River takes 1/1 about it. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. This man dies and I take a mental trauma, but that doesn't matter because it's the final scenario of the game. He got hit earlier on the thing that hit Jessica. It's not a big deal to me at all. Final scenario. We never play multiple campaigns back to back, so that guy's just a beneficial weakness in the finale, which is very funny. I love Meat Shield Bystander. Anyway, like I said, I'm investigating, committing deduction, putting me at 7, 8 to 3, which I believe beats the bag. It does. I beat that, but I only get 2 clues. Oh no. Not to her. Believe it or not, Vince actually got clues. Give those back. I'm going to walk down. I don't know that it will matter very much. And I don't really care about taking 1 damage. It's better for being proactive, so I'll do the book test. Probably not going to succeed, unfortunately, but actually 8 to 3, beat by 5 because of the Bonesaw. It's not one of those things, so we'll take the Frenzied Reveler, and we're not going to spend clues. We'll just get hit about it. At the end of turn, Jessica heals. I get an On the Mend, and then enemy phase, Jessica takes the damage. Over here, nothing happens except for the horror on shuffling my deck. And then upkeep, like I was saying, we can toss this sleight of hand. Pilfer came back, I have to toss something else. Well, wouldn't you know, we have enough clues to win. But if somehow we drop all of our clues on our location, this copycat seems more useless. Wait, what's that 1 doom from? Oh, I remember this. This 1 doom is a glitch. If I click reset doom, it's still there. I don't know what it's from. So I might have made some like really bad decisions last turn based on a doom in play that didn't actually exist. Oh well, we got a lot of tempo out of it, not gonna be upset about it. 1 of 4 doom and evil cards, final agenda. That's not a Mythos card, that's not a Mythos card, that's not a Mythos card, there we go. You boys can all get back on top. In case this has surge, let's just read it now. For each point you fail by, take 1 damage, which can only be assigned to assets, so kill all your friends, take 1 horror, which can only be assigned to assets, or discard 1 card at random from your hand. So it might seem intuitively obvious that you commit On the Mend to this, but it's not great. Actually, the 1 damage only to assets does kill Hemlock, but it keeps the other 2 alive. I'll do On the Mend then to be up 2 and probably pass. I can never take discard, but I don't really care if I put 1 here, and kill Hemlock. Like, it would be unfortunate. I don't want Hemlock to be dead for story reasons, but no, I'm gonna take the like just cleaner, better resolution that's available to us. There's no reason not to. Yep, I'm going to. I'm so torn on whether or not it's right. Well, if I take the discard though, I'm completely fucked in all other circumstances. Like the character's done functioning after he discards 3, so I'll take it up 2 and pass. And then over here, that's not where it goes. Our card is Euphoria again, huh? You love drawing this one, don't you? I should also update these stickers. Well, thankfully this time we have anything you can do better than Opportunist, so we'll draw a card and pass. Opportunist comes back, Euphoria can get out. Oh, I still have to do 1 though. Well, I'll tell you that taking 2 horrors seems pretty shit. What's the phrasing? Shuffle in or place on top? I don't think it matters very much, but I'm gonna give them a cigarette case. It does seem to be my least useful card. We need no clues and we need to get rid of a Reveler, right? Cool, we're done, we're out. I am going to test, not his foot value, it's a 4, right? Yeah, I need to test 7 to 4, 6 to 4. I'll give Pilfer an Opportunist to beat the bag and get my Winnie draw. I think we're gonna get in at some point with the ace in the hole. That is a pass, comes back to hand, discards, out of play, and with no residents in play. Yep, there are no resident enemies beneath locations or in play. You may spend the requisite clues as a group to advance. We have 6, we're out. R3, baby. I'm really torn on whether or not I love or hate Crystal Mimic. I feel like this is one of those enemies that's really well designed, like Mindless Dancer, but the first time you see Mindless Dancer, you're like, holy fuck, how is that fair? I think I really like Crystal Mimic. I have a lot of problems with this scenario that I feel I need time to articulate, and I'll come back to you in like this campaign review and talk about it. But like it goes on too long. That's the big problem. That should be apparent from the length of the video and the length of the video from anyone who's playing the scenario. It's just too damn long in my opinion. The second map, after you do the first part where you get your characters back, then you do the second part with the caves, and then you get this map. You have the setup for it. You have to deal with the Abyss deck, causing every action to grind on forever because you're resolving the Abyss deck. One of my big complaints with the scenario is just that it's too damn long. To anyone who sees the length of this video and comes to the conclusion this was a shorter gameplay session than what happened for the longest night, be aware that you're having all of the setup edited out. This scenario has a prelude that is a part of the scenario that Longest Night doesn't have. It has a mid-scenario reset up that Longest Night doesn't have. It has faulty instructions for the interlude, which results in you doing the wrong setup if you read it correctly. So there's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor. This felt mentally more exhausting to play than Longest Night does without any of the reward. And Longest Night, when you make the complicated decisions, you get to pay off and see the tower defense results where you're like actively doing the thing you want to do. And this, you make the really difficult, mentally taxing decisions, and then you draw an encounter card like you're exploring in Boundary Beyond. This is a much less fun, much more mentally draining scenario than Longest Night, and when you account for all of the setup going into it, it is a much longer scenario as well. There's a lot of length getting left on the cutting room floor, and additionally, there's also a lot of length where the process of playing the game feels more arduous than any other scenario because of the Abyss deck. I think I had just about best possible RNG in terms of like getting out of the painful part immediately. I'll talk about it more in scenario review. For now, let's see what our resolution for the campaign was and whether or not keeping Hemlock alive mattered. Oh yeah, I could have talked to these people. You still have tests on you. Oh well. What would they have done, out of curiosity? Oh, I can just like use their abilities to bypass the parlay check. But like, I'm bypassing a 3-book parlay check with a 3-book parlay check. Like, what are we talking about? Doesn't seem very useful. Anyway, they're generally useful. They're not marking story things down, which is what matters. The Vale was saved. Also, 2 physical and mental trauma for everyone, which I believe Vince lives through. Yeah, Vince is still alive. And we win the campaign. Proceed to epilogue, baby. And then essentially the Hemlocks and the Peters family live happily ever after. And Judith is nowhere near liking me enough to trigger that. And the Atwoods are, as you can see, dead. I don't know how you're supposed to cross them out for this. I don't even know if that's a feature it has, but I love this compromise. I think when I have time to think about it and I'm doing the scenario review, my biggest criticism for the scenario is just going to be the Abyss deck making every action take forever to resolve. You just have to grind your way through this for the first half of the scenario, then set up a completely different scenario. The bosses really aren't that scary. It's very much the problem that Edge of the Earth had, where it's like, yeah, there is an ancient one here, technically. And just like the other non-named ancient one with the Cut Out of Space or the Nameless Madness, whichever one we're dealing with, it's just sort of the guy, you just slap him. He's like, ah, fine, I won't do anything this turn. And it doesn't feel very ancient when it feels moderately inconvenienced. I feel like this is much closer to a whippoorwill than even like a Deep One Bull. I don't feel threatened by these guys. I just feel inconvenienced by them. And that's always like a big thing for me in finales is I want the ancient one to be threatening. If I can't kill it, great. If I can kill it and it's incredibly hard, great. But like, if it's just action taxing me, like it may as well just be like you could set the Cosmic Emissary over here, like as a story card. And it's like at the start of every character's round, you draw a Cosmic Rats, and it's just like a normal Rats enemy that goes to the Cosmic Rats discard pile. I would view it the exact same way. That's how I feel about this. It's just a non-threatening ancient one enemy with a really tedious mechanic that makes every action take longer to resolve in the first half, and it causes the thing to just drag on a little bit. I do like the scenario. There are things in it that I enjoy, although this is not one of them. I do not like adding a test to a card where you already failed. Just like, make the bad thing happen to me and let me pick. Don't add a test and then like tell me that I'm still getting fucked anyway. It's just it feels bad. Like, it's not horrifically imbalanced or anything, although there's perhaps too much horror in this deck. Not that this scenario showed at all, but like when I looked at the deck, it's like, oh, all of this just feels horror. I'll analyze it more later. That's just the way it feels to me, is that it's a horror deck. And that's why Winnie was so scared, because she was dealing so much to herself. One thing I do want to show off before I end is like the frustration you can experience with the Abyss deck. I got very lucky with having Winnie able to just bulldoze through it, and I didn't get bad RNG. But even with Winnie, right? Like, I knew the first 14 cards were bad. So let's say we get through 14 and then we're like, all right, the remaining 24 have both investigators. You want to like pull 5 at a time. You don't want to hit both investigators, right? You can still just have the deck be organized in a way where you pull 5 and boom, Vincent goes back in the deck. Right? It's out of your hands to some degree, because the timing window on these guys, on the first one you hit, when a card is revealed or drawn, that's before you have old memory. You get old memory after the card is drawn, by definition. So you can't, on the first one, get it back. And then there's the thing where a different sort of bad RNG can happen, right? Let's say you just got through a chunk of the cards and you weren't able to get any investigators back. You got like 15 cards deep into the player cards, but you never saw an investigator. Then it comes to the Mythos phase. You get a Mythos card and you get, oh, you can't have that. That goes back on top. That's brutal. That's the most unfun thing in the world, to like math it out, try to find it, and it's like, well, you didn't find any investigators, so the one you find in the Mythos just goes on top and you have to go around the bend again. And I've seen both of these things happen in the times that I've played the scenario, which is just really frustrating and unfun. Like, it wasn't on camera, but I played a quick test scenario the first part of this, where I played for like 10, 15 minutes to see like if I remembered the rules, if it intuitively made sense to me how to play this scenario. And I had the same thing happen, actually. I had add a crossroads and Ace in the Hole on Winnie, and I popped off and I immediately dug. And you know what I hit? The first time I saw player cards, I saw Winnie and Vincent, and I laughed so hard I almost cried, and then I closed the game. I was like, yeah, it's exactly how I remember it. It's not like any different. That's the problem I thought the scenario had, all right. And I had gotten far enough at that point to be like, okay, so my team has some crack stuff they can do to break through. The mechanics seem relatively simple once you're not seeing them for the first time. But like, God, it's just got so much potential for frustration in the Abyss deck. And the Abyss deck makes the basic day-to-day gameplay of doing a skill test in the first half of the campaign, you're at Lear's, really obnoxious. And then every time anyone draws an encounter card, it slows the game down because you have to keep maintaining the Abyss deck. And I just feel like this part of the scenario, right? I feel like the reason I don't have a great opinion of the scenario and I only kind of like it instead of like loving the scenario, because I think the last part's cool. I think Crystal Mimic is a really well-designed card. I think these guys could have been scarier and there could have been like, you know, a singular encounter card that interacted with them. I probably ended a turn down here and should have gained Surge. Hopefully that wouldn't have killed Winnie. Oh well. I'm gonna blame the fucking burden of an entirely new map and all the locations have text that literally don't apply to me, right? Not this. This is actually a bad example. I could have used that one. But there's so much text on so many locations that means nothing. And these are locations, what? 4, 7. These are locations 8 through 14. Like with an entirely new set of rules in the Abyss deck. Fuck off. I know I messed this up. I'm not surprised I messed this up because there's just so much mental load in the scenario. And so much of it's from the Abyss deck, which in my opinion only makes the scenario. Like, I get the idea. I do. I understand that disruption feels bad for players, but it's not bad game design. But the way this is disruptive is like, it's disruptive to playing the game. Playing the game takes longer. I'm not gonna go on much longer. I'm gonna talk more about this at length in the campaign review that I always do. But for now, I'm done. I've had a blast playing Winnie. Vince has moved down substantially in my tier list as a result of how well Winnie has done, which has also like stepped on him a little bit. But like Vince never did terribly. Like in this final scenario, they're just like fucking 6 health enemies that you don't get anything for killing, and 5 health enemies with a million fists where like he can't really attack anything with the runic axe and it sucks. The deck obviously could use refinement. I got really lucky is how I'm feeling with the first showing of my runic axe games, where like the campaign and the team and the scenarios and the enemies all like mixed together well to not highlight my weaknesses and to really highlight my strengths. And now seeing it a second, I'm like, man, Vince, you just like had really good variance that first campaign, didn't you? You're not nearly as strong as I thought you were. But I'll talk more about the decks later. I don't think Vince is terrible. I think Winnie is incredible, although still not S tier. Although this performance is like Rogues in a nutshell. Like, holy shit, Winnie did more than some 3-player teams on her own. It's fucking insane how strong she is late game. That's a wonderful note to end on, and I'll ramble in circles if I let myself, so I'm gonna call it here. I've been rather incoherent. Thank you for watching me play through Hemlock Vale. I had a pretty good time doing it. I hope you enjoyed watching as well. Thank you for your time, and a massive thank you to everyone supporting me both on Patreon and as members on YouTube. I'll see all of you in the next one.